Hello. Good morning. Um, is it fine? Okay. Hello. Very sore and stiff. Got just a couple of minutes before 7:30. Since I've only had one person to talk to over the past couple weeks, and that's Sarah, if I accidentally say I love you at the end of several of my sentences, that's why. I'll always remember the first time I told one of my close friends that I loved him. We were both teenagers. I had just gotten off the phone with my girlfriend at the time, and he called me and we were talking. And at the end, it was just that natural response. I'd just gotten off the phone with my girlfriend, and I always said, I love you. So at the end of this conversation, I was like, I love you. And he was like, I love you too, man. And I was like, okay, great. It was very interesting to kind of like our mouths just say things sometimes that our minds are thinking about without any active process on our part. And over the last couple weeks, it's been interesting to see what comes out of my mouth the longer we're in isolation with each other. So if anyone's there, this will probably be the last time that I do this on YouTube. I'm gonna move to Zoom for Thursday and going forward, just because I like it better. I think it has a better sense of community with it. When I was doing my classes for UW and we did them online, doing it through Zoom felt different than doing it through YouTube. This does feel very one way, whereas on Zoom it is a little bit more interactive, or at least you have that choice of engaging in that way or not. But the energy just felt a little different, and I can't really explain it any better than that. So last night I got a craving to make some. I don't know if banana ice cream, and it's called banana nice or nice. I don't know which way you're supposed to say it. I just like saying nice because it sounds fancy. And I tried making some banana nice cream in my Vitamix. I had 3 frozen bananas, and I thought that was going to be enough, but it wasn't. And so I really just ended up with this like partially mashed ice banana treat, which was pretty good, but it certainly wasn't banana ice cream. And as always, of course, I come to this thought of accepting things as they are and experiencing them for whatever they are in that moment and not hoping or wishing for them to be something different. And I love eating food. Food is the main reason that I started any kind of movement or working out or anything, because I just love to eat things. And there's always something good that you can pull out of whatever you're putting in your mouth. And if you can't, at the very minimum, at least it's sustenance, right? And, as we continue to move through whatever week this is of coronavirus quarantine, I guess it's technically week 3. We're moving on into week 3. I try to hold this in my heart to really just accept things as they are, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be okay with it. Still feel your feels, feel your emotions, allow yourself that space to grieve and to feel everything. But then also allow yourself that space to come back and experience this for what it is. We're going to, especially my generation, we're going to be talking about this for the next 60 years. This will be a very singular life event for us. And it's okay to go through an entire wide spectrum of everything as we move through it. But I also encourage us all to really experience it, because we'll probably never get to experience something like this again. Hopefully never get to experience something like this again. This is not something I think any of us wanted to experience, but it's where we're at. With all that being said, obviously my mouth just enjoys going off when I haven't talked to anyone, even if it's a screen for a while. Let's go ahead and, I haven't even had coffee yet. Let's go ahead and get started. Come to a seat that's comfortable for you. We'll be here for just a few minutes. I can be kneeling like I am or sitting cross-legged. Let the eyes soften or close and start to bring your focus and awareness to the breath. And in this moment, notice how you feel and accept wherever you are, with any parts that feel good or feel a little tight or tense. If you've been doing a lot of workout at home videos, maybe you feel a little bit sore. Really experience that. Take some time to connect with the breath. Let each inhale fill all the way through your lungs, down into the belly. And with each exhale, let the shoulders relax, let the jaw soften, let the hands and the knees and the legs grow heavy. Let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths here together. And as always, we're going to do a lion's breath because it's just super fun in the morning. So take a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale out through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. And exhale HA out the mouth. One more time, breathe in through the nose. And exhale out the mouth, stick out your tongue, breathe real deep. And come back to breathing normally. Let the eyes slowly start to open. Inhale. Sweep the arms out, lift the hands up, bring the gaze high. And exhale, bring the palms down to the mat or floor in front of you. Shift forward onto your hands and knees. Bring the knees hip width apart with the palms underneath the shoulders. Inhale, raise the chest, lower the belly, raise the tailbone, squeeze the shoulders together for cow. Exhale. Press the floor away, round the spine up, tuck the chin towards the chest for cat. Inhale, drop the belly, raise the heart and tail, cow. And exhale, round the spine up, press the floor away, tuck the chin low, cat. Inhale to drop the belly and raise the heart, squeeze the shoulders in towards each other and lift that chin slightly. Exhale, round the spine up. Tuck the chin, cat. Inhale back to a neutral tabletop position. And exhale, gaze over towards the right hip. Squeeze into the right side, back towards the right toes. Inhale back through the center. And exhale, gaze over to the left. Squeeze into the left side. Really lengthen through the right side of the torso. Inhale back to the center. And exhale over to the right. Really reach through the left shoulder, through the left side. Inhale through the middle. And exhale over to the left. Squeeze into the left side. One more round. Inhale to the center. And exhale, gaze right. These are technically called cheek to cheeks, I guess. Inhale back into the middle. And exhale, gaze over to the left. Really squeeze into the left side, reach through the right. Inhale back to a neutral tabletop. And exhale to stay. Press down firmly into the palms. Inhale to press down with the right hand and twist up with the left. Reach the left hand high. And exhale, slide the left arm underneath the right. Bring the left cheek low. Inhale, lift the left hand up. And exhale, scoop the left arm underneath the right. Inhale, reach the left fingers towards the sky. And exhale, left arm underneath the right, left cheek low. Inhale, twist the left hand high. And exhale, left hand down to meet the right. Inhale, reach the right arm up. And exhale, scoop the right arm underneath the left. Bring the right cheek down. Inhale, twist the right hand high. Exhale, slide the right arm underneath the left. Inhale, reach the right fingers towards the sky. Lift as high as possible. Exhale, scoop the right arm underneath the left. Bring the right cheek down. Twist through the left side. Inhale, reach the right hand back up. And exhale, right hand down to meet the left. Inhale, shift forward. Come, bring the chest over the wrists. And exhale, shift back. Start to work the hips down towards the heels. Lower the chest and forehead down to the mat for child's pose. Inhale, shift the hips up over the knees. And exhale, walk the hands forward, lower down to the knees, chest, chin. Bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. Inhale, press down with the palms, raise the chest, press down through the forearm for Sphinx pose. Find the elbows underneath the shoulders, and the easiest way to do this is to pivot one forearm in towards the other, kind of like a gate. I don't know if you can actually see it, but the distance should be roughly equivalent to one forearm length. Stay here for 3 rounds of breath, just a nice gentle way to wake up the back. And lift through the crown of the head and through the front of the chest. Imagine as if there's a block in the front of your sternum and you're lifting and pressing into it. Continue to squeeze the shoulders down the back. Take one more breath here. Lower down all the way to the mat. Inhale, bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Exhale, tuck the toes, press up onto the knees, and then lift the knees and hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a moment here to pedal out the feet, to raise one heel and lower the other, to start to wake up the hamstrings. You can even do a little sway from left to right, left to right, left to right. Take one more breath in movement or in stillness. And inhale, bend the knees, gaze towards the top of the mat. And exhale, take about a dozen steps to walk forward towards your hand. Take your time, take each step slowly and mindfully. Feel your toes and heels and the arch of your feet. Once at the top, heel toe your feet together to touch. Inhale, lift halfway. Plant the palms on thighs or shins. Squeeze the shoulders together. Reach the crown of the head forward. Keep the knees bent slightly. This helps to really keep a straight back. A lot of times when we straighten the legs, we end up locking out the knees and we end up kind of like dipping into the lower back a little bit. So by keeping the knees bent, we can kind of keep a nice line from butt to head. If you have very nice and not tight hamstrings, you can probably do this as well. Just try to keep from locking the knees out. We want to keep that engagement through the calves, through the thighs. And I realize I'm holding you here for a long time because it's a great warm-up. On your next inhale, reach the arms overhead. Try to keep that flat back. Really press down through the front of the feet and Take one more round of breath here. And exhale, let the hands fall back down to the front of the feet. Inhale, bring the hands to the front of the shins. Slowly start to roll up. Keep that slight bend in the knees. Press down through the heels. Engage through the core. Pull the stomach in tight as you lift up past the hips. Raise the torso up. Shrug the shoulders up towards your ears, and then squeeze the shoulders down the back. Come to stand with the palms facing forward in mountain pose. Inhale, sweep the arms out, lift the hands up, bring the gaze high. Exhale, bend the elbows, raise the chest, lift the top of the head, just arch through the upper back for a little baby back bend. Inhale, reach the hands, bring the gaze up. And exhale, bend the elbows, squeeze the shoulders together, lift through the chest. Inhale, reach the hands up. And exhale, one more time, bend the elbows, squeeze the shoulders, lift through the chest. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, sweep the hands out wide, bend forward at the waist, dive down towards your feet. Inhale, lift halfway, palms on thighs or shins, or reach your hands out in front. Exhale, plant the palms down, step back to a plank. Stay here for 5 rounds of breath. Really press down into the palms, lift up through the chest, bring the chest parallel with the floor. Engage through the legs, press back through the toes. Take 2 more rounds of breath here. Windows was asking me to update. And on your next inhale, shift forward, tuck the elbows into the ribs. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Inhale, untuck the toes, press the palms down, raise the chest high, cobra. And exhale, tuck the toes, raise the knees, lift the hips up and back, down dog, or lower down to the knees and shift the hips back low for child's pose. Take 3 rounds of breath here. Continue to come back to that intention of accepting things as they are. Oftentimes when I do my practice and when I get into a down dog, sometimes it can feel great. And sometimes it feels like the most difficult thing I'm going to do that day. If you're in child's pose, start to work your way back up to down dog. From down dog, inhale, raise the right leg high. And exhale, right knee to nose, round the spine up, press down through the palms. Inhale, right foot high. And exhale, knee to nose, squeeze the core. Get the right foot as far forward as possible without touching the ground. Inhale, right leg up. And exhale, knee to nose one more time. Get the right foot a little bit farther this time. Inhale, right foot up. And exhale, slowly and with control, step the right foot forward between your hands. Get it as far as possible. And then slide it forward the rest of the way if needed. Press back firmly through the ball of the left foot. Inhale, raise the chest, reach the hands up, bring the gaze high, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands down, palms together at heart center. Inhale, slowly step the left foot forward to meet the right in a chair at the front. And exhale, sink down a little bit lower. Inhale, reach the hands up. And exhale, take a moment to gaze down at the toes. Make sure you can see them. And shift the weight back if you can't. Stay here for 3 rounds of breath. Really squeeze in the thighs. Squeeze the thighs in towards each other. Tuck the tailbone slightly to engage the lower core. One more round of breath here. Inhale, reach the hands a little bit higher. And exhale, hands down together at heart center, palms touching. Inhale, lift the crown, keep the knees bent. And exhale, slowly step the left foot back to a low lunge crescent to meet. Inhale, sweep the hands up, bring the gaze high. And exhale, pivot the left heel down, bend into the right knee, open the arms to the front and back, gaze over the right fingers for warrior two. Really press down into the knife edge of the left heel. And take a moment to see if you're kind of leaning forward or leaning back. And try to center yourself directly between the legs. And from there, play with pressing through the left leg or bending a little bit more into the right. Take one more round of breath here. Inhale, reach the right hand forward, flip your palm up, sweep it over and back, left hand, left thigh, right arm high, reverse warrior. And exhale, right elbow, right thigh, left arm up, side angle. Inhale, reach the left hand up. And exhale, both hands down, frame the right foot, pivot onto the ball of the left. Inhale, press the right foot back and up, three-leg dog. And exhale, right foot down to meet the left, shift forward, tuck the elbows in, lower all the way down to the mat. Inhale, untuck the toes, squeeze the elbows in, raise the chest, cobra. And exhale, roll over the knees or tuck the toes and raise the knees and hips. Push back to down dog or down low for child's pose. Take 3 rounds of breath here. In Seattle, if you're at a window that might have a bird outside, you get to practice this with birds slowly chirping. I think they're pretty stoked about this whole no humans around thing. Take 1 more round of breath here, and if you're in child's pose, start to work your way up to down dog. From down dog, inhale, raise the left leg up. And exhale, left knee to nose, round the spine, press the palms down. Inhale, left foot high. And exhale, knee to nose, bring the left foot forward a little bit. Inhale, left foot up. Exhale, knee to nose, left foot farther, don't touch the mat yet. Inhale, raise the left leg. And exhale, slowly and with control, bring the left foot forward as far as it'll go, and then slide it forward the rest of the way if it doesn't quite reach. Some days it does, some days it doesn't. Press back into the ball of the right foot. Inhale, raise the chest, reach the arms up, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands down, palms together at heart center. Inhale, lift, and slowly bring the right foot forward to meet the left at the front in chair. And exhale, settle down into the heels. Inhale, reach the hands up, bring the gaze high. And exhale, take a moment to check in with the toes, shift the heels, shift the weight back into the heels if needed. Stay here for 3 rounds of breath. Inhale, lift the hands a little higher, still with the knees bent. Exhale, hands down, palms together at heart center. Inhale, lift through the crown, tuck the tailbone, lengthen the spine. And exhale, slowly step the right foot back, crescent lunge. Inhale, sweep the hands high. And exhale, pivot the right foot down, bend into the left knee. Gaze over the left fingers for warrior two. And find that center again. Find that balance point in between your legs. Play with really pressing through the right leg or bending a little bit more into the left knee. And then find that place of balance where you feel almost buoyant, where your legs aren't doing quite as much work as they feel like they might normally. And this comes from that combination of really starting to incorporate the back leg into our warrior poses. That way we don't dump all of our weight into the front thigh. Take one more round of breath here. And inhale, reach the left hand forward, flip your palm up, sweep it over and back, reverse warrior. Exhale, left elbow, left thigh, right arm high. Inhale, reach the right arm up. And exhale, hands down, frame the left foot, pivot onto the ball of the right. Inhale, left foot back and up, three-leg dog. And exhale, left foot down to meet the right. Shift forward, tuck the elbows in, lower all the way down to the mat. Inhale, untuck the toes, press the palms down, raise the chest, cobra. And exhale, back to child's pose, or tuck the toes, raise the knees, lift the hips for down dog. Take 3 rounds of breath here. This next component is a favorite for everyone. We've been spending a lot of time sitting inside and probably not eating the best sometimes. And so doing twists can really help to aid our digestion. Plus it's the morning, and everyone wants to be regular in the morning, or maybe you don't. I don't want to put my expectations on you. If you're in child's pose, take one. Slowly start to work your way up to down dog. From down dog, inhale, bend the knees, gaze towards the top of the mat. And exhale, walk, step, or jump between your hands. Inhale, heel toe the feet together to touch, lift halfway, palms on thighs or shins. Keep that nice flat back. And exhale, plant the palms back down. Inhale, still with the knees bent, sweep the arms out, lift the chest, raise all the way up, press the heels down, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, shift the weight back into the heels, bend into the knees, lower the hips for chair. We've been here before, but this time, inhale, reach the hands up. And exhale, palms together at heart center. Inhale to lengthen, lift through the crown of the head. Press into your thumbs. And exhale, slowly start to twist over towards the right. Stay with this high twist or lower down and hook the left elbow on the outside of the right knee to deepen the twist. Take a moment to check in with the knees. If your left knee is diving forward, use the left hip to pull it back and engage through the core. You might feel a little stiff through here. A lot of us have just been looking straight on for 2 weeks now. So be compassionate with yourself. If you can't get into the twist as deep as you feel you should, don't force it. Stay here for 2 breaths. Inhale, slowly pivot back towards the center. Reach the hands up, keep the knees bent. Exhale, palms touch, heart center, twist over to the left this time. Again, the option to stay high or lower down. Hook the right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Press the palms together with about 10 pounds of pressure. And again, check in with the knees. If the right knee's dipping forward, use the right hip to pull it back. Stay engaged through the core and through the hips. Really engage the glutes. Use them to help stabilize yourself. Take 2 rounds of breath here. Inhale, pivot back to the center. Reach the hands up, press down through the heels, straighten all the way to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, sweep the arms out, bend forward at the waist, dive down towards the toes. Inhale, lift halfway, palms on thighs or shins, crown reaches forward. Exhale, plant the palms, step both feet back to plank. Inhale, shift forward, tuck the elbows in. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Inhale, stay here. Untuck the toes. Bring the arms down along your sides. Press down into the mat or floor with your chin. On your next inhale, we're going to come up into locust. So there's a couple variations of this. You can stay with the feet apart and the hands by your sides with the fingers reaching down towards the toes. Or you can, for a little bit more of a challenge, you can bring the toes and heels together and clasp the hands above the hips, below your sacrum, and squeeze the shoulders together. So pick whichever variation feels appropriate today. And on your inhale, lift your chest, raise the legs, reach the hands back towards your heels regardless of which version. Really engage through the back body and engage even through the hamstrings to lift the legs a little bit higher. Be cognizant of any pinching in the lower back and ease off if you find that you can't breathe easily. You're going to stay here for 3 more rounds of breath. One more round of breath. And exhale, release down to the mat. Lay on the right or left cheek. We're going to do that one more time. So if you feel like you wanted to try one of the other variations, then go for it. If you'd like, and your body is feeling warmed up enough, you can also come into a upward facing bow by bending the knees and bringing your hands around to grab at the feet. So whether you stay in locust or come into this bow, inhale, lift the chest, raise the legs, and exhale to stay. If you're in bow, try to have more of this come from lifting with the back and not so much from pulling with the hands. And one way to kind of really start to form that mind-body connection is just to form your hands and arms like goalposts and bend your legs back as you lift the back. This really builds strength through the whole back line. Take one more breath wherever you are. And exhale to lower down. Lower down onto the opposite cheek. Slowly roll over onto your back. I like to incorporate a healthy amount of rolling around on the ground in my yoga. I feel like we don't do it enough. Inhale, lift the knees up over your hips. Bring your hands to the inside of your shins or wrap your peace fingers around the big toes and raise your heels up towards the ceiling. If your lower back lifts off the ground in Happy Baby, try to grab for the shins instead. This helps to keep the lower back on the ground, and if you lift the heels towards the ceiling, you get the same effect. Rock from side to side for a lower back massage, or stay here. And whenever you're ready, take any final poses or preparations you need to before Shavasana. Hug the knees into the chest or take a supine twist. And we're technically already past 8 o'clock because I'm terrible at managing my time at 7:30 in the morning. So if you've got somewhere to be, at least take a minute to lay here in quiet. And if you don't have somewhere to be, I'm going to take this Shavasana until 8:05, so about 4 minutes. Allow yourself to come into this moment. Release your awareness of the breath. Let the eyes soften or close if they haven't. Let your fingertips and toes, and arms and legs grow heavy and start to melt down into the floor. Notice if there's any places of tightness. And see if you can loosen them to let them grow heavier breath by breath. Slowly start to bring yourself back to your body, beginning with the breath. Add some movement into your fingers and toes, and arms and legs. Rock the hips from side to side. Slowly roll over onto whichever side is your favorite. Take 2 breaths here. And gently push yourself up into a seat facing towards the computer or phone or whatever tool you might be using. If it feels right to you, bring your hands together, palms touching at heart center, and bow your head to seal our practice. Thanks y'all for showing up and practicing with me this morning. And we all go through the rest of the day and the coming weeks with that acceptance of whatever comes and allowing ourselves to fully experience whatever moments arise from that. Namaste. Thanks everyone. Again, starting Thursday, I think I will be moving this to Zoom. I think I like the energy from it a little bit more. Things I never thought, things younger Derek never thought older Derek would say. energy of it more. But it's true. It's a true fact. So anyway, my name's Derek. Most of you probably know that. Have a great rest of your day.